Hi, babe. I have something for you.
What is it?
It's just a little something.
I used to know a girl. She had a dozen guys. One of them found out about it, beat her up so bad she ended up in a hospital on Guerrero Street.
What a story, Mark.
Yeah, you can say that again.
You shouldn't have any secrets from me.
Women change their minds all the time.
Oh, come on, Johnny's my best friend.
Why, Lisa? Why, Lisa? Please talk to me, please!
You think girls like to cheat like guys do?
What makes you say that?
You are lying. I never hit you.
I don't know, I'm just thinking.
You are tearing me apart, Lisa!
You really don't know, do you?
Maybe I know more than you think I do, Mark.
This Lisa changed her mind about you.
Wake up, man. What planet are you on? Satisfied you will come to me.
Get out my house. I'll kill you. I'll bring him in full
Hey,
body.
stop it!
Understand anything, man. Leave your stupid comments in your pocket.
Where's my fucking money, Denny? Why? Why is this happening? Why? God, forgive me.
Do not take product if you are hypersensitive.
Okay, so we are here with the movie group. 3 out of 4 of the movie group, actually. So this episode, we are going to be talking about The Room. We did get together to record this with the whole group handy, but we actually lost the first part of the clip because I'm an idiot.
That's some technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties, but trust us, we were drinking and we did do a cheers and everything. It's just you're not going to hear that. But I'm here with Jen and Corey, who have welcomed me back into their home. I brought them coffee.
So we can
they
cheers
fed
our
me
coffee.
cheesecake. Yeah, we can
Cheers.
Cheers with this is kind of a hangover podcast for me. But we're gonna just kind of set it up and go over some notes that Corey came up with for before the movie. Obviously, he's the best movie researcher that there is. So, so The Room.
Yeah, so The Room. I guess we should say also. So we're drinking Scotch mixed with vodka, Dewar's mixed with Absolute. And that harkens to, in the movie The Room, there is a scene where Lisa goes and comes back with Scotch glasses, what looks like she has Scotch, and tops it up with vodka. So this is why we were drinking that for the podcast, which surprisingly wasn't as bad as I thought. I feel like everybody else...
Speak for yourself. I couldn't finish it. I think I drank like half my glass.
I just tasted it.
So we talked about the 2003's, I think, 2003 or 2004's movie The Room, written, directed, produced by Madman Tommy Wiseau. It kind of became a cult hit because of how bad it actually is. I think one of the quotes is it's the Citizen Kane of bad movies, which is hilarious. So The Room was originally conceived as a play, which makes a lot of sense after watching the movie because it basically takes place in a room. But that was also Tommy Wiseau converted into a 500-page book, apparently, and tried to sell it that way. Also, take all this with a grain of salt because these are facts from the internet, and Tommy Wiseau is not necessarily the most reasonable man in the world.
Yep, it's true.
He said he funded the movie. Oh yeah, this movie cost $6 million to make.
God. Which is, and then this was cut out, but like we were not expecting that.
No, yeah, we did a whole round table thing, and I think Jen said $15.
I I can maybe see $600. Not $6 million.
Yeah, $6 million, which Tommy Wiseau will not really say how he got the money other than real estate and importing leather jackets from Korea, which is...
They must be like lambskin
something.
or little Korean children's skin.
Jesus.
Another thing I uncovered is that there was a subplot that Tommy wanted in the movie for his character Johnny, that Johnny was a vampire and that he had a Mercedes-Benz that would fly around San Francisco. Obviously that was cut, but I would love to see that version of the movie.
Amazing.
The film incorporated a crew of over 400 people because
oh my god!
Apparently he filmed it on 2 different film ratios. He filmed on digital and he filmed on 35 millimeter, and that's why some of the scenes are different quality. He thought that was a great idea, so they almost had 2 separate crews alone for that, like half for like the digital, half for 35 millimeter, like. And he would film both scenes with the cameras almost taped together, like side by side. That's why, like everything's kind of off center in the movie.
Has he done other movies?
No, he had a brief TV show called Neighbors, I think it was called, where he plays all the characters in apartment complex. It was done by Tim and Eric. Awesome show, good job, awesome show, or whatever. So it was like they kind of tapped into the fact that, oh, this guy's a weirdo, we can kind of put that out there in the universe and people watch it. Yeah. Actually, this movie, another thing I learned that wasn't originally that I told you guys is that Adult Swim, the US channel, this movie kind of got a lot of popularity because as an April Fool's joke, they ran this movie for like 24 hours on April 1st.
Really?
Yeah, that's how it kind of gained a lot its traction.
Oh
People were like, what am I watching? What is this? Yeah, so that also helped, I guess, with this cult following. Let's see, so another thing about this movie is that it kind of got some pre-buzz before it came out because Tommy Wiseau bought a billboard in Hollywood that was $5,000 a month. And he ran it for 5 years before the movie came out, paying $5,000 a month. And it was just a billboard that said The Room with a picture of his face on it, like coming soon.
5 years?
5 years. I mean, $5,000 a month.
I get it. It's like viral marketing. It's kind of like build up.
What
like, you know, when you put out teasers for movies, like,
yeah.
But like 5 years beforehand? What the heck? It's a lot of.
Is he like a genius businessman or just a raging lunatic?
Well, I don't think we'll ever know. I guess it's borderline, like what they say, if you're insane and a genius at the same time. I don't think he is a genius because we've watched this movie.
Look at what he made.
Yeah,
but we've watched this movie more than once.
It's true. I mean, it's made its money back. Apparently, like it has a huge cult following, but it has a huge cult following for being the worst movie of all time. Like, I mean,
if it's made its money back. That's
I guess
a success in a way. Yeah. But it's money back because it's so bad. People go to make fun of it.
Yeah,
I'm never gonna get those hours of my life back.
And then the hours spent doing this podcast talking about it.
Yeah, you really thought.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Jen.
I gotta talk it out.
One day you will get your chance though to pick a movie of your choice soon.
Oh my word,
yeah.
you guys are gonna regret.
Yeah.
It's funny because you really thought you were done with this movie by like
last night. I was like, Corey, please don't make me talk about this movie anymore.
We have
to break it for you. At least it's not the whole recap.
Yeah. It's just the intro. Upon its initial release as a film, it made back 0.032% of its money back that it was of the 6 million. So it had a terrible opening weekend, obviously.
Right.
What else do I got here?
The billboards did not work.
No. Oh, yeah. Another weird fact that you have to take with a grain of salt. Apparently, Tommy Wiseau was scared of farts.
That's right.
Yeah.
Like, the thing about him, like, is there an actual phobia? Like,
probably. I got.
I'm gonna look it up.
Flatulence like flatulentophobia. But
is it scared of him farting or
no,
scared
he's
of
scared
just
of
general?
Does he just not understand like where the noise comes
apparently he's so scared of farts that he doesn't like people to valet park. He has a Mercedes. He doesn't like his valets to park his Mercedes because he's scared they're gonna fart into his leather seat. That is a fact. And now I don't know if that's 100% true, but it would not. Oh, there is an actual.
What's it actually?
You're right.
Lobia?
Flachophobia.
You were right.
I
you called
totally.
that. I mean, that's kind of
yeah.
Good job.
How do you?
I did. That was a total like.
What if you eat beans? Your week is ruined.
I guess
You stay in bed and.
you don't have that problem. So.
I am like all over it. I'm like, bring it.
Bring it on.
Wherever you may be, let your wind blow free.
So a few other things I uncovered, I guess, are Tommy was constantly forgetting his lines during filming, which is funny because he wrote the movie. But
Just the more I know.
I know I did not hit her. Like when he comes on the roof, he's like, she said I hit her. I did not hit her. Oh, hi, Mark. That took 32 takes to get that take, which is terrible.
Oh my.
That makes
30.
me
You said
sad.
32?
32 takes
To get that.
to get that line.
Did he not throw his water bottle just right?
That actually, the water bottle was Greg Sestero, who plays Mark in the movie. Actually, he was like gave him the water bottle to kind of help him to be like, I think you're concentrating too much on your lines here. Come in and throw your water bottle, like, and he's like, maybe it will get you out of your own head, kind of thing. So
Wouldn't it be awful to be in his head?
you'd never make your way out.
I would love it.
Oh wait, I don't.
It'd be like Labyrinth and like Saw.
I did actually. He had this thing where like he reviewed video games for a while. On I think it's Machinima. I think he did it on. Don't quote me on that, but he played one of the games he played was Mortal Kombat X, and I just remember it was the funniest line because it's just him playing and they're recording it, and he keeps losing to the computer, and at one point, the Sonya from the game beats him, like the computer playing as Sonya. And he says, "You think you're so smart because you have big boobs." And I was like, that line for some reason is incredible.
Who doesn't think that? I think that. I got these.
That doesn't
So
work
smart.
for me.
The infamous flower shop scene, which could be my favorite scene. That was the last scene they filmed. That's not that fascinating, but it's funny because Hello Doggy was on the script, and he only, I guess, realized the dog was there during that take. Like, he had no idea. That's a true reaction. He's just like, oh, hello,
That was
Doggy.
the only authentic acting in the entire Doggy.
I want to go back and rewatch that now, knowing.
Oh, it's... And the dog is like, it seems like a trained, like it's just sitting there and it doesn't react. I was like,
It's too fat and
It's just
old.
it's a set dog just hanging out.
Yeah.
well, I'm next spotted that's a real flower shop that was just like, oh yeah, we'll be in this like shot.
Shit movie. Free promo.
But really, now they're out of business and their dog is dead.
Another thing is, he went on CNN. He was interviewed on CNN, Tommy Wiseau, and he said there was a backstory that Johnny could have been the quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers, but because he loved Lisa too much and always wanted to be around her, he turned down the job of being the quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers, which the football's in the movie because he wanted to make it more American. Apparently,
But he is American.
Apparently, yeah, that's another thing. He says he grew up in Louisiana, but that cannot be true.
It's a weird offshoot of that accent.
Yeah.
And the last very just whatever fact is the character of Mark is named Mark because Tommy Wiseau really likes Matt Damon, but for some reason thought his name was Mark Damon.
They're kind of similar names.
So
Wow.
can't-
You'd think you'd look that up.
Handle how ridiculous the show is. I can't handle it.
Oh my god, that's funny.
It's getting worse and worse.
Yeah.
The more we know, the
The more we
worse
sit
it
back
is.
and reflect,
Yeah.
the more we're like, wow.
But I mean, it spawned such a fan base, and it spawned. Well, like I said, you'll hear about more in the podcast.
Yeah.
I'll just touch on it. But Greg Sero made a book called The Disaster Artist that spawned a movie. There's also a documentary about Tommy Wiseau in the movie The Room called. It's just coming out. It's called A Room Full of Spoons.
Is that the James Franco?
No,
Oh, no.
Disaster Artist is James Franco, but this is a documentary, and apparently, like, Tommy Wiseau is very secretive, and he let this film crew interview him and tag along with him and stuff. But apparently, what they uncovered, Tommy wasn't too comfortable with, so he got it like banned from a few film festivals and stuff. So it's coming out on video very soon, and I can't wait to watch that. So
we're gonna have to do a podcast about it. Yeah, for sure. I'm sorry, Jen.
Oh,
Jen's just shaking her head.
Yeah,
like,
this is an
what
audio
is my life?
podcast.
What have I gotten into?
Think of what movie I can pick to get you guys back.
Oh yeah,
It's gonna take a while.
Yeah,
it's all about that.
It's gonna be bad.
But it was a lot of fun.
It was.
To recap it.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It's
you have more to
intriguing.
talk about the more terrible a movie is.
No, well, I don't regret my time with you guys. So
Aww.
that was a nice.
You're in it for life now, but just so you know, once a month.
That's just like my period.
Maybe we can sync it up. So
Oh my goodness. Sorry.
yeah.
We just call it the Film Cycle Podcast.
Oh my god. Well, we're still trying to think of a name for our movie group, which we talk about later in the show, but definitely comment if you have any suggestions. But yeah, so we're just gonna cut right back into when we were together with Evan drinking Scotchka, and hope you guys enjoy it.
Sorry, before we end the movie, I had one other thing. So the guy who played Mark, who is Greg Sestero, is his name?
Yes.
He wrote a book called The Disaster Artist, based on the filming of this movie, and he sold the rights to it being made into a movie. So it is a movie that has premiered like at film festivals and stuff. So it's a movie where James Franco plays Tommy Wiseau. Greg Sestero, who plays Mark, is played by his brother Dave Franco. There's other people in it, like Seth Rogen's in it. Zac Efron plays the drug dealer who was on the roof with a gun.
Oh my god! Okay, I have so many thoughts about him.
Oh, look at like other people in it. Hannibal Buress is in it. Alison Brie, Sharon Stone, Melanie Griffith, Jason Mantzoukas, who I love.
Yeah.
Megan Mullally, Kate Upton.
Oh, Sugar
Judd
Lynn
Apatow.
Beard.
Yeah, Sugar Lynn Beard. Yeah, and there's a few. Bryan Cranston, Zach Braff, J.J. Abrams is in it. Kristen Bell, Lizzie Kaplan, Danny McBride, Adam Scott. Like, they're all in this movie based on...
Shut the fuck
And
up.
Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah, Tommy Wiseau's in it playing a character named Henry. So I cannot wait to see that movie. But anyway, I guess we're here to talk about the original movie.
Yes. So, Corey has how many pages of notes?
11 pages of notes about this movie.
So,
Jen has a bunch of pages too. By the way.
Only 7.
So, like, you guys are officially the movie correspondents for Intoxicated, because I only took notes in my phone, and they're very, like, they're very just, like, little comments. So, I guess we should just kind of do a recap.
Yeah, I have it kind of broken down. I think we can go, like, not scene for scene, but we can do chunks of scenes. So
yes.
So the movie starts off with the character of Johnny coming home to Lisa, and Lisa is and he has a gift for Lisa, which is a red dress.
Anything for my princess.
And then we're introduced to the character of Denny. By the way, I didn't bring this up. Denny in the movie The Disaster Artist is going to be played by Josh Hutcherson, which I'm like, that's almost perfect casting. Yeah.
I haven't seen him in anything in a long time.
I know.
Damn. Yeah, he's been gone a while.
So it starts off with a dress, Denny showing up, being the creepiest guy in the whole entire world.
Yeah, is he like the younger brother or
No.
Yeah, we couldn't figure out the relation.
He's like a semi-adopted.
Yes.
Like,
yeah. Johnny wanted to adopt him
Street
because
kid?
his parents are not around, or he mentions his parents like dead or something, and that Johnny wanted to adopt him, but Johnny is paying his rent in this building. And then later on, Johnny admits to paying his tuition when he gets out of high school or something like that. Yeah. So he's like a surrogate. But yeah, the Denny character is
creepy.
So creepy. Because, okay, so in the first scene of the movie, Denny comes over, and there's a scene where Johnny says, I'm going to take a nap. And Denny says, can I join you?
Yeah. I just wrote down that nap equals sex equals eat an apple and creep.
How old is this kid? Like it's like he's trying to get into the threesome already.
Yeah.
16 or 17, or maybe he's a little older because he's in university.
No, he's going. He's in high school.
in high school.
So
Yeah,
16,
I think so.
17 maybe.
Yeah.
But at one point he just says, "I like to watch. I just like to watch you guys."
Yeah.
You know.
And
Like, so
even
creepy.
when they go for their quote unquote nap, basically Lisa and Tommy, or Lisa and Johnny, go upstairs and start a pillow fight.
Pillow fight.
And then Denny comes up and just joins in the pillow fight.
Danny, do you have something else to do?
I just like to watch you guys.
Oh, Denny boy.
It's the weirdest thing, like,
I don't
ever.
think I've ever had a pillow fight as foreplay.
There's so many pillow fights in this movie.
Oh my
Like,
god, yeah.
There's a
Too
few.
many.
I'm pretty sure Tommy Wiseau is an alien and studied life from like a spaceship somewhere, and was like, and then wrote a script like, "This is it. It's pillow fights. It's football. It's calling people chicken. Chip. Like,
Oh my
Oh
god.
man.
like this movie should be called Roses and Football, really, because that's what they do a lot of. Oh, and another thing I picked up later, just like doing some research online, for no reason, there's a picture in the apartment of a spoon. Just a spoon. There's a picture of a spoon sitting on like a desk. Anyway, in my notes I wrote 5 minutes in and we have a sex scene. Like they get down to business.
Immediately.
Yeah, and holy fuck. Just, I mean, all of the sex scenes in this movie were awkward, but that first sex scene.
Well, I think
All I've heard is get to the point already, and where is her vagina?
Where is
Thank
the
you.
vagina?
What was he fucking? The air? Because it was almost like he was like literally like
There
a
was,
couple feet above her.
I think there was
When
a
he was,
hole
like,
in the
thrusting.
side of her leg.
It was really odd. Like, I also in one of my notes I wrote down, I feel like Tommy's a virgin. Because he like didn't seem to know what to do. Like he was unbuckling his own pants and just then rubbing his hands through his hair for no reason. And like, and the kissing was
It was loud.
disturbing. And I also wrote nudity for this movie. Like I felt bad for the girl in this. I'm like, you're gonna get nude for this movie? Like
I
no.
wrote great boobs,
Yeah.
bad eyeshadow.
I wrote very nice breasts.
Yeah, like the breasts were okay, right?
They were
Boys,
good.
weigh in?
Yeah.
Weigh in.
Yeah. And I went
thought they
in
were good.
hoping only to see her boobs, and
5 minutes in, you get your
so I was like, all right, my level of satisfaction has been, met.
Yeah. So, and another thing is really funny is that, so he comes home, he comes home at work for a dress for her, gives it to her, they have sex. The next scene after the sex scene is him getting up for work. So literally he came home from work, they had sex, they slept all night, and then he got up for work. And he smells a rose. I don't know why I thought that was so disturbing.
Why are they always holding those long stem roses during sex? I'm like, one, thorns.
I have that written.
Two, it's like, when are you getting busy and you're like, I still want to hold this rose.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
That's why I'm like, I'm next to positive he's a virgin. I was like, this is
like
what
one.
sex is. Totally. Like, you hold the rose and...
I just couldn't get over the noises. Can we talk about the noises?
Oh
for a
my
second?
god.
Like the wet kissing noises?
No, the moaning.
The moaning was, yeah.
Like, but it was like, is it good? Is it bad? Is it like, are you having a stroke?
Yeah, what's happening? And like, were they pre-recorded?
Yeah, they didn't actually.
I think it was ADR.
Like,
I actually think it's ADR. Like they put them in after. Like, and it's just constant. Like,
Yeah.
it's so
so
I thought it
bad.
got worse too with the Mark sex scenes.
Oh, the
opposed
Mark,
to-
his breathing was like.
We'll get to Mark,
asthmatic.
guys.
Yeah.
We will get to Mark.
Okay, so the next scene is the mom visits. Who the mom is the best actor in the movie, I think. So
Yeah.
Mom visits like a lot. Like
for like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Like-
Like all she does is complain.
Yeah, but I also feel like the mom is her character. Like I feel like the actress was just like, I'm gonna come up with this huge backstory for myself.
Yeah.
Like
I have cancer.
Yeah, this is like, oh, the text came back. I got breast cancer.
I'm dying.
It's like,
I'm
and
dead.
she said it like, I definitely have breast cancer.
I got the results of the test back. I definitely have breast cancer.
As if there was previous conversations being like, oh yeah, you might have it. We're not, you're not sure.
But it's also never brought up again.
Yeah.
Like she's just like, I got breast cancer.
Next time she
Great.
sees
I'm
her,
still
she's
sassy.
like, how you doing? And like, oh, fine.
Yeah. So, but I should say so the mom visits and the whole conversation's about how Lisa doesn't love Johnny anymore, which
took place
you just
right
fucked
after
him.
she
Yeah.
boned him.
Like,
And she seemed happy about it.
yeah.
I really enjoyed the part where the mother was like, nobody listens to me. And then the daughter's like, yeah, you're right. Nobody listens to you. And it was like, so like she was agreeing with her mother. Like she was saying, yes, you're right, mother. But she was being so mean.
And she also said, she says, I find Johnny boring. And then the mom brings up something like, yeah, but he wants to buy you a house so you can live together.
That's
and she's
how
like,
I know he's boring.
Yeah, I know he's boring because he wants to buy a house. Like, okay. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that mom wants to bang.
Oh, they, like, her and Johnny had some interesting, like...
chemistry.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Because she also talks about, I'm jumping ahead, but the mom talks about, like, how she loved her first husband and like didn't really love Lisa's father, who apparently
I didn't even want to marry him.
Yeah, we died laughing at that.
We didn't want you.
Yeah.
I just loved
my
it.
whole
The
life
mom
is a
was-
mistake.
The mom was like, I know men. like I've been with a lot of men.
Yeah. So the next scene, if you have anything, I know Jen has.
I think the mom just played a really good mom. Like,
yeah.
To be quite fucking frank, that's how my mother talks to me too. Like, you should do this. I'm sorry, mom, if you come across that.
But she also seems to be the voice of reason in the movie sometimes. She was like, why do you have all these people coming in at your apartment?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then to
That's
Denny,
the questions I was asking.
Yeah, and then Denny shows up and she's like, where's your family? Like, I was like, yes, this is the audience's questions.
Just asking what we're all thinking. What's the next scene?
So the next thing is Lisa calls Mark. This is how we...
Oh, yeah.
And he's in the car, just like, he's like, I'm busy. And he's just sitting in a car. I was like, how are you busy? But so it's Lisa basically saying, like, come over, like, trying to, like, get him to come over for sex, that she loves Mark for some reason.
Yeah.
And this also has one of the funniest lines in the movie, where Lisa says, I do what I want to do. And then right after that says, so what should I do?
I'm gonna do what I want to do, and that's it. What do you think I should do?
I wrote that down too. I'm gonna do what I want to do. What do you think I should do? And then I wrote, I hate this girl.
Yeah, she is. So this all leads to Mark coming over and somewhat being reluctant to having sex, and then they just have sex.
I was telling the boys, because we watched this with Joel too. I was telling the boys that, like, that was kind of rape. Because, like, he was just like, no. And she just kept, like, putting his hands on her. Like, he was like,
you want it.
Some sex doll or something. That,
you
like,
do it.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, Mark's cute.
I feel like that staircase would be very uncomfortable for sex because
God.
it's
a spiral staircase.
spiral and, like, metal and wood and, like... but then, was it sex or was it hand stuff?
I think it was
I
sex.
still don't know. I think that they really tried their best to make it look like penetration happened. But it did not look like that. It looked like a lot of, like, just, like, thrusting the air.
I was just like, oh, it definitely looks like they're both, like, hand jobbing each other. But
I just felt like Greg Sestero doesn't really know what he's doing down there.
Yeah, he did seem terribly
uncomfortable.
off. It's so funny because Tommy Wiseau seems like, well, he just seems like he's a different being. But, like, in the first sex scene, she seemed awkward. But in this one, she seemed more into it because she's like, oh, I don't have to be dry humped by, like, a friggin' monster.
Yeah.
And Greg Sestero seems like, I don't know what sex is, kind of. Like, this girl's hot. I don't know what to do. Like, I'm awkward. That's what that came
It was so much, like, them avoiding to kiss. Like, so much of the sex scenes were, like, just kind of touching and, like, writhing on each other, but, like, and then, like, she would, like, oh my god.
There was a lot of neck kissing.
A lot of neck kissing.
And also, the song, if you listen to the song, the chorus was, You Are My Rose. And then I just wrote in my notes, I guess roses are a thing in this movie. Like, after that, like, you see roses all the time. They sing about roses in this movie, like...
Yeah.
But then when Johnny's at the flower shop, the lady's like, you're my favorite customer.
Oh, we'll get to that. That scene has to be talked about so much.
Lord.
So anyway, they have sex, and then Mark instantly regrets it. Did you have something?
Oh, no. I was just like, supposedly they had sex.
Yeah, I guess. I also, in my notes, wrote, at the end of the scene, I wrote, Greg Sestero is a poor man's Owen Wilson. Because he almost had the, like, he kind of looks like him, and he has the weird drawl that he has sometimes.
Yes.
Like, he looks like Owen Wilson without the broken nose.
Yeah.
Like,
I could see that.
yeah. So now we get to the infamous flower.
Oh, did we miss the Scotch?
No, that's later.
Oh, okay, that's still later. Okay,
Oh.
the flower shop.
So, and the name of the place is Flowers and Gifts. I didn't see gifts in that store.
Yeah. All I saw were flowers.
Yeah.
Flowers could be gifts.
Yeah, but why would you say flowers and gifts?
Maybe
Well,
if
like,
you get
you
a
could-
vase with your flowers, so the vase is
It's
the
a
gift.
gift.
Ah.
Or you could be buying flowers for yourself. Which
Maybe
is
there's
not
a whole gift section.
Maybe we didn't see.
But
Like,
Johnny only gets roses.
Right.
Yeah,
Long
a dozen.
well,
roses.
he's their favorite customer.
But she says you're my favorite customer, but she doesn't recognize him because she's like, "Oh, I didn't recognize it was you, Johnny." Nobody would mistake that man for anybody
anything
else in the
else.
whole entire world.
And that dog honestly didn't seem very happy to see him.
Oh, hello, doggy! Like, and it's the most manic.
Please
it's-
never say that again.
It's the most. It's the most manic line reads ever because like they're just bullet shooting like these friggin' lines out like, hi, dozen roses. Oh, it's you, Johnny. Oh, yeah, it's me. Yeah,
don't worry about it.
You're my favorite customer. Bye bye. See you, doggy. Like it's just so manic.
Oh, hi, Johnny. I didn't know it was you. Here you go.
That's me. How much is it?
It'll be $18.
Here you go. Keep the change. Hi, doggy.
You're my favorite customer.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
Bye-bye.
That scene has like 15 lines of dialogue that's said in like 5 seconds, and he's like out the door.
Yeah.
It's
like, but even like the cadence of his voice, like the emphasis, like where he places the emphasis in words, like just is all over the place.
Yeah,
it's so abstract, like the way he talks.
And sometimes it just doesn't look like the noises are going with his mouth.
Yeah,
like,
they definitely
the dubbing
ADR.
job
Yeah.
is terrible.
Because I said to the guys a bunch of times, I'm like, is this his not his first, is English not his first language?
Oh,
definitely
no,
not.
Definitely not.
But he's American.
But
he says he is. Apparently, that's another thing I researched. I found out that apparently somebody found his birth certificate, and he's originally from the Eastern Bloc, like
Poland.
Yeah, and he's like, and apparently he was born in the 50s. They said as well, like even though he says he's much younger, but
his hair is obviously dyed.
Jesus Christ.
So after that scene, we get Lisa ordering a pizza, which
Canadian bacon and pineapple.
Yeah, half Canadian bacon and pineapple. The other half is artichoke and pesto light on the cheese. Like,
half Canadian bacon with pineapple, half artichoke with pesto, and light on the cheese.
So,
what are you?
I know. I'm like,
what the fuck?
This is how you know she is the villain of the movie. Is that she orders pizza like a friggin' sociopath?
Yeah.
Like, who orders light cheese, artichokes, and pesto? Are you? Like,
No, that must be for him. Like she must be she
No,
must be
she's
wanting
like,
the sane half of the pizza, and then he wants like this fucking like monstrosity, like pesto and fucking artichoke. That seems like something like
bacon and pineapple though. Like
Canadian
I get doing that, but like put it on everything. Like why haven't?
Yeah, fuck.
But I'm also like, so are you using pesto to substitute like tomato sauce? And then you have to do that for half the pizza and light cheese. I'm sorry, nobody gets light cheese.
No.
Fuck you. What the fuck?
So that leads to Denny showing up very briefly and asking if he could kiss Lisa.
Yes!
Yes! You look beautiful today. Can I kiss you?
You are such a little brat.
And I was rooting for Denny so hard. I'm like, everyone else is having sex with him in this movie. Why not Denny?
And then she's like,
show him the way.
And then he pulls the classic like thing that guys do, like, just kidding. After she's like, no, and he's like, just kidding.
It was a joke.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And then this leads to the Scotchka scene because Tommy comes home, or Johnny. Johnny comes home and literally says it's a big scene about him not getting the promotion at the bank, and she briefly mentions that she's in computers. Like, it's a very throwaway thing. She's like, "Oh, there's no friendships in computers." She's like, and then she makes some snide remark like, "Nobody called me today." Yeah, which I was like...
But she was having sex with Mark that day.
On the staircase.
But no one called me while I was cheating on you. Man, I'm so unpopular.
Update on the Scotchka, because we're getting into the Scotchka scene.
Mm-hmm.
You're right, it tastes good.
I just gave Evan another drink, but I gave him more vodka than scotch because I think you boys are drinking that scotch too much because you're too comfortable with it. So,
all right. That sounds good.
Also, update, it's still fucking disgusting. I'm sorry, Corey. I'm very grateful for your scotch, but I don't know how people drink this.
Yeah, that's a man thing, I guess.
Oh, wait, now that it's watered down a bit.
Now that I can taste more water.
Yeah, it's not that bad. Yeah, so then just do a little splash of scotch there, so it's more vodka
they had,
than scotch.
Half and half full-on glasses.
Yeah, we're not gonna get crazy. That being
We're
said,
not gonna put. I'm wasted. I love you.
I'm tired. I'm wasted. I love you, darling.
We're not gonna put belts on our head, okay, guys?
Yes. No, it wasn't a tie.
Oh,
She took
tie.
her tie. Yeah. Okay, so this leads to the scene where they start. So she gets 2 scotch glasses, comes back in the room. It looks like she has scotch in it, and then just tops it up with vodka.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
Oh, and that was another thing. Johnny apparently doesn't drink. He's such a nice guy. Oh, I don't drink, Lisa. You know this.
Don't worry about it. It's good for you.
You must be crazy. I can't drink this.
If you love me, you'll drink this.
It's so...
Yeah.
So,
Please talk to me like that in private.
really? And just hump your leg?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Oh my god.
Which apparently we learned that this was a plan of hers to get him drunk and have him possibly hit her. Like, that was
What the fuck was that shit?
So
Again with his voice though, he never seemed upset. He's like, I didn't hit you.
Oh yeah. Well,
as he was going up the stairs
we'll
to
get
the
into that.
Yeah.
That's a great sign.
Oh, I forgot to say, I kept track of all the sex scenes, the minutes they were in the movie. I brought up the first one, but the first one's 5 minutes in. I should have brought up the second sex scene with with Lisa and
Mark.
Oh, Mark, yeah. Was 17 minutes in the movie. The third sex scene is 26 minutes in the movie. So we've hit 3 sex scenes
under half an hour.
Yeah, in under half an hour. So yeah, this is where Lisa says like, oh, she loves him, and then there's another sex scene which she would not film another sex scene, so they just cut in the original sex scene and put in different like angles and stuff like that.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that was
You
the
can
first
tell
sex
because
scene.
That makes sense.
His bum flexing was the same in the first one.
You're right. Yes.
He did the most awkward like thrusts. It would be like 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. I'm just like, what the fuck?
Did we talk about the part yet where Lisa and her mom come back to discover?
Not yet.
No,
not
that's
yet.
coming up.
That's coming up.
Okay, because that was one of my favorite moments.
Oh, it's amazing. So after that sex scene, the next scene again is with Lisa and her mother, and Lisa saying she's planning a birthday party for Johnny, and this is where she brings up the breast cancer.
Right.
Right.
And Lisa just tells her mom that Johnny hit her, and I love that a mother would be like, Johnny, no. Like, just like, I don't believe you. Like, kind of thing. Like,
yeah.
You're instantly not correct.
And also, I wrote down, the mom also brings up the backstory of a guy, her brother named Harold, who wants part of her house. Like, yeah, she's like, It's like, oh, Harold, just because he lives there, he thinks he's entitled to part of the house. And it's like, where is this coming from? I almost guarantee the actress just came up like, I have breast cancer. Oh, and I have a brother named Harold. And guess what? He wants part of my house. Like, that's the movie I want to see. I want to see her life.
Harold?
Yeah.
like who's
I
Harold?
want to see Claudette's world.
Yeah. Also, I want to see her 2 marriages. Like, why the first one was good and why the second one sucked. Like, that's a great movie.
But I want to know is, why didn't Claudette get a sex scene?
We were hoping for it. We were also hoping for, what's his name? Danny.
Danny.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
Okay, so now we are to the next scene is two random people named Mike and Michelle, we find out.
Oh, yeah.
Just walk into Johnny's place and start fooling around. Like,
yeah, on his couch.
I wrote down, chocolate is the symbol of love, is what the guy says.
Did you know that chocolate is the symbol of love?
Yeah.
Is that a thing? Have anybody ever heard that fact?
No.
This is what love looks like.
Yeah.
I could see it being a food associated with love.
Yeah.
But not the symbol of love. Also, when she was taking off his shirt, she said, "Arms up!"
like he's like a
little kid she is babysitting.
And his facial expressions, though,
during the blowjob, yes,
absolutely support that. Though, like, he might have actually been
a child.
Yeah, like
that's
child.
I have a theory that he's literally 12 in like an adult man's body.
He's like, oh boy, my no place is getting touched. This feels good, Denny.
But it's not. He's making those faces before she's anywhere close to like.
Yeah. I know, right?
Like, and he's like he's making a face like like he has 3 packs of gum in his mouth that he's trying to chew. Ugh. And then anyway, that scene happens, and then after that, it cuts to Lisa and her mother coming in, and her mother's like, "What's going on here? Who are you two?" Yeah. Like, it's just
why are there people in your house? Is it a house or an apartment? I guess it's kind of like a...
It's an apartment in a building or whatever.
Yeah, because Mark lives in the building.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so does
they
Jenny.
all live in the building.
Including, oh man, can you imagine living in the same building as your mother? Yeah. And like just constant, because she has nothing to do. Yeah. So she just constantly comes over and interferes in your life.
Also, I just wrote, because I think you said it during the movie, "Cum hand," because he reached out to shake someone's hand, and it's just like, dude.
Like, you just had sex.
Yeah.
That hand was just in bad places.
Like, and they showed up. It was as if like the people were just like, we're just going to assume the audience knows who these people are and why they're in here. Like, they just literally showed up and started banging, and it was almost like they broke and entered. Like,
yeah.
And also, I think Lisa, after they leave, says something like, the mom says like, "Why were they here?" And she says like, "They like to do their homework here," like, or something like,
get
wink,
work done,
wink, like,
get work done or something. Yeah.
But they're also very she's very like, "Oh yeah, our friends come over here and fool around." Like, what?
Like, not a problem.
A normal thing.
Yeah. And then this scene ends with Mike coming back because he forgot his underwear, and the mother's like, "What are these?" Oh, God.
Just laughs.
Oh, my. It was something.
So now we come to the Chris R scene, which is Denny on the rooftop with just a basketball?
Oh, yeah.
Why?
Does he play basketball on the roof of the building?
But he's just he's not even really dribbling it. He's just like dropping it and then just catching it. Like, it's just like, yeah, this is a great place to do this. And so somehow this guy comes in, Denny owes him money for drugs that he said he's selling later, and gets a gun pulled on him. And by the way, that gun comes into play a lot later in the movie. That's how. Yeah.
Check out
light bulb.
Yeah. So basically, Denny says this guy's money's gonna be there in a few minutes, which I'm like, who's delivering the
Give
money?
me 5 minutes. What's 5 minutes gonna make?
We're gonna wait for the money machine to show up
also,
on the rooftop.
Yeah, I was gonna say, they're on the roof of a building.
Yeah.
How did this criminal get into the building to get on the roof and be like, "Yo, what's up?" I mean, also, like, did he have a helicopter drop him off onto the rooftop access?
Another great thing is the fact that when they show the exterior of this apparently complex, it's townhouses. So why would townhouses have a community roof? Like, anyway, but so Denny gets a gun pulled on him. Mark and Tommy show up, and or Johnny. Oh, I'm gonna do that all night. Show up and basically stop him from shooting Denny, and then just take him away. The mom and Lisa show up, and they're like, "We're gonna take him to the police." And then basically, the mom and Lisa yell at Denny for like 5 minutes.
Yeah. And she's like crying. Like, oh, why would you do drugs?
What kind of drugs do you take?
It's nothing like that.
What the hell is wrong with you?
And at one point, Denny's like crying, and they're yelling at him, and he just says, "You're not my fucking mom.
You're not my fucking mother."
And I was like, wow, like, settle down, Denny. This is the woman you want to kiss. Like,
and just going back to that drug dealer, you can tell the actor who got that job was probably stoked to get that part.
Oh, definitely.
Because he seemed like he took that so seriously.
He brought a lot of energy to the role.
Like, he did everything right. He did, like, the kill shot with the gun.
Yeah.
Like, put it sideways. Where's my money?
But also,
called him bitch.
You can. Oh yeah, that's right. But you can actually, I think, tell that Tommy Wiseau, who wrote it, was like, you cannot go off script. You have to read what I write. Like, there's no improv. Because I feel like some of the lines, because all that Lisa yells off the, like, when she gets in Denny's face is, "What kind of money?"
I owe him some money.
What kind of money?
I owe him some money.
What kind of money?
And I was like, what kind of money? What kind of money do you owe this guy? Like, euros, like
drug money?
Rands.
What kind of money? What kind of money?
She also asked a bunch of times, and I wrote, "What kind of drugs?"
Yeah.
What kind of drugs?
It was just weed. No worries.
Quaaludes.
And also I have written down here, Mark and Johnny are back in record time from dropping the guy off at the police station. Like,
it was like a minute.
I know. Like, it must be across the street, and apparently you can just take people to the police station, like, this is a criminal, lock him up, without any real, like, evidence. Like, that.
At one point, was
I assume, like,
Danny?
Denny.
Yeah, wasn't he just like, he's going to jail?
Yeah, he's in jail.
He's in jail.
Don't worry about him.
Just knew right away.
He's gone now. Yeah. I think.
Don't worry about it.
That's what Tommy Wiseau is like in his actual life, though. Like, I think he just goes around like, okay, yeah, don't worry about it. No, it's good. No, you take him. like he just probably goes around and actually talks like that. You know, I think is the real thing.
So then the next scene, which I guess I just wrote down Mark and Lisa on the phone, and literally my notes for the scene are Mark and Lisa on the phone, big ass candle. And that's all I wrote down. Because I feel like Greg Sero is like, he's lying down and there's just a huge candle next to him. I didn't write anything else. There's probably a story about like Mark saying we can't bang anymore. I'm guessing. But then we get to the amazing next scene, which is the rooftop scene where Johnny has now found out that Lisa said that he hit her. And he comes...
How? Question, how? How did he find out? I missed that plot point somehow.
Oh, it's not there, though.
Okay.
Like, I'm just like... He's like, Lisa said I hit her. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark. Yes! Like, instantly, like, he just cheers up. Like, he's just like, oh, there's Mark. Hi, Mark.
I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
But he's not happy. Did you not see the rage throw of his water bottle?
Yes.
Yeah. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh.
But then to make it better, Mark starts to tell him about
a
story about a girl ending up in the hospital.
Yeah.
And then they laugh.
He has basically Mark says, I knew this girl. She had a dozen guys. And one guy found out and beat her so bad she ended up in the hospital. And then Johnny laughs. He's like, ha ha, what a great story, Mark. Like, what?
Yeah. How is that your reaction to that?
Did you even hear what he was saying?
I used to know a girl. She had a dozen guys. One of them found out about it, beat her up so bad she ended up in a hospital on Guerrero Street.
What a story, Mark.
Yeah, you can say that again.
Like,
But he was wearing cargo pants and a suit jacket.
Yes.
We noticed that as well.
Nothing he could say that would make sense.
And I love that he entered the rooftop just talking to himself.
Yeah,
Like just... And I was like, is he on the phone? Is someone else there with him? Oh, hi, Mark.
Yeah,
my
and Mark's
Lisa,
just oh, hi, Mark.
my Lisa is great when I can get it.
That's later on, too, but that line's amazing.
She wasn't any good in bed. She was beautiful, but we had too many arguments.
That's too bad. My Lisa's great when I can get it.
Like right after this.
No, that's in the coffee shop. Oh, no, maybe you're right.
Because they're talking about women problems, and he's like, my Lisa's great when I can get it. I'm like, you can get it 24 hours a day, buddy. She puts out all the time.
Yeah.
In 26 minutes, she had sex 3 times.
Oh, my God.
So then Denny shows up again and on the roof. And this is the first tossing the football around scene, which is really weird, yeah. And Denny then tells Johnny that he loves Lisa, and Johnny's cool with it. He's just
totally cool with it.
Yeah, he's just like, I trust you both, like, cool. And then I forget, but then he brings up the fact that like he has another girlfriend or something. He brings up a girl called like Elizabeth or something.
Yeah.
He's like, maybe I'll marry Elizabeth. Like, it's just like, wait, what? Who is, like, this movie's constantly introducing people.
Yeah.
And we have no clue
There's like
who
a
they
whole
are.
bunch of sagas that we've never heard of.
Oh, yeah.
And this was on the roof. This was Mark and Johnny, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Denny shows up later.
Because there was one point where I laughed. Because he's like, I have something to tell you. And in my mind, I'm just like, I came on your couch. Like it would just be really funny.
Yeah.
Say that.
So then the next scene is Michelle and Lisa talking.
God.
And-
Most awkward girl talk.
And then Michelle says that, this is where Lisa tells her that Johnny hit her, got drunk and hit her. And then Michelle's like surprised that like...
She seems to have the appropriate response.
No, she's surprised that Johnny hit her, but then she's surprised that Lisa's not gonna marry him. Like, and I'm just like, your friend just told you that, like, no matter what, she's lying, but Michelle doesn't know that. Why would you be like, oh, you're not gonna marry Johnny after he hit you? Really? Like, what? That makes, like, you would be like, get out of this relationship, come to my house. Apparently, you won't have anywhere to bang anymore, but...
Like, maybe she banged at her friend's house. And also, maybe the friend and the mom are in cahoots, and like Johnny's paying them to like, tell her to marry me. Tell her to marry me.
And also, this is where Michelle figures out that Mark and Lisa are sleeping together.
Right.
Yeah. And says the secret's safe with her or whatever.
Yeah.
And then so she leaves, and this is where Johnny confronts her about saying that he hit her. And this is where another classic line, "You are tearing me apart, Lisa."
You are tearing me apart, Lisa.
You are lying. I never hit you. You are tearing me apart, Lisa.
And then says that he still loves her, like in the long run of all this. Like, oh, you falsely accused me of hitting you, but that's all good.
And doesn't she like walk upstairs or something? And he's just like, all right.
Yes, I wrote down, is he sad, mad, or happy?
You drive me crazy.
Good night, Johnny.
Don't worry about it. I still love you. Good night, Lisa.
I think he's pretty much just like, yeah, okay, that's the end of that conversation. It's like, it's just the weirdest thing.
But then he goes to play football with his friends.
Yeah, then the next...
2 feet apart from each other.
Yeah.
By the way.
This is the next scene is Mike and Johnny first start, where Mike retells the story about how he left his underwear in the apartment and refers to them as me-undies.
Me-undies! No, I actually wrote it down. It wasn't me-undies.
Oh, it was like me-underwears or something.
Me-underwears.
And then he said she showed everybody me-underwears. It's like, everybody. It was you, Lisa, and the mom. Like,
And she's showing everybody me underwears.
And he like wipes out and like has to go to the hospital.
Well, that's how the scene ends. They start throwing the football around. Then Denny shows up and starts throwing. And then out of nowhere, Mark shows up, and then that guy falls and then has to be carried away and has the most awkward fall. Like that wouldn't hurt anybody.
The worst.
So after that, the next scene is the mom and Lisa again. The mom's upset Johnny can't help her with money. There's a weird thing, like she said no, she had her
wanted
friend
a down payment for her house.
Her friend wanted a down payment on a house, and she's mad that like the one time the mom gets mad is not because Lisa said that he hit her. It's because Johnny won't help out with the down payment on her friend's house. Okay, like
the fuck?
It's the priorities.
Is that a thing? I just wrote down at this point, this movie is awful.
At this point?
At this point, yeah.
Well, I hate this girl, I hate this movie, but now it's just...
So this is also where Lisa says that she's cheating on Johnny. She tells him mom, but Johnny's on the staircase and they don't know it. Like he hears everything. And this is where they leave. So he knows that Lisa's cheating on him. And he says, I'm going to record everything. And like...
I don't believe it. I show them. I'll record everything.
Like to nobody. To like an empty apartment. And then he goes and takes out, which is an answering machine.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and it took him an unnecessarily long amount of time.
I think it's like 8 minutes of him hooking this up.
Yeah.
And it was like he like went to put the tape down and it wouldn't go down, so like you're pressing it, like you could have cut that out.
I know.
Also, in like contravention to like California state law, which prohibits like any sort of recording of any conversation without two-party consent.
Oh, yeah, true enough, yes. But also, the tape's in his front pocket. Like, he just walks around with a tape at all times. Like, he just takes a... And then
you don't have cassettes on you at all times?
And then he, like, plugs in the back of the phone and hits, like, record, which I'm like, no tape lasts that long.
90 minutes.
And then, like, tucks it under, like, the table.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm being so sneaky.
Oh, I'm so sneaky.
God, I died at that scene. It was just... I wish we could... I should have timed it, how long it took him to set that up.
Oh, insane amount of time.
Yeah.
So now we get, like you brought up, the Peter. We are introduced to the character of Peter.
So he's a psychologist?
Yes, he's a psychologist.
Who also lives in the building?
Okay.
Apparently.
So, question: this scene, is it his bedroom? Is it like? Okay,
I think it's still his living room.
I think it's his living room.
I have a couple of questions to confirm. Is Johnny and Lisa living together?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So, like, to me, it looked like he went up to his bedroom and there was just a guy there. Like,
no, I think it was in the living room. It was a different angle, but it's the living room. They're downstairs.
So he just showed up.
Yeah, he was just there, and it's funny because he's like, can you help me? You're a psychologist. And then at one point he's like, you're always trying to play psychologist. Like, he contradicts himself in this scene as well. But
And Peter's very wise advice more than once was, just deal with it.
And he says at one point, people are people. Like, great psychologist.
Like so many cliches.
I think at one point Denny walks in to one of the sessions that Peter and Johnny are having, and
no, it's
Mark.
It's Mark. Mark,
and like just sits down and hangs out, like, oh, okay,
yeah.
This is just come join as you are, you know, like
yeah, no, he
psychology.
Shows up and he brings up, I forget, I wrote down beta blocker, but I don't think it was beta block. It was beta something. And they start talking about like, oh yeah, there's gonna be barbecue and hot girls. I'm like, what are they talking about? Like him and Mark, and then I think Mark, this is the first chicken scene as well.
Oh yeah,
we're just like, oh, what are you, a little chicken? Like, cheap.
Chicken, Peter, you just a little chicken. Cheap.
Like, and I'm like, what are they talking? Like, whatever they're talking about makes no sense. And they're just like, yeah, you guys know what beta blocking is or whatever this event is. Like,
yeah, and I think at one point, Mark said, "Love is blind" or something.
You know what they say, love is blind.
Is that when that was?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What did I say to that?
Of course, love is blind. Something like, you can't see how many dicks are going in Lisa or something like that. Like, of course it's blind.
So,
yeah.
And then they talk about how Johnny and Lisa met. And it is that Johnny went and said hello to Lisa.
He was working as a busboy in a hotel, apparently.
And he said hello to her.
Yeah. He's
and
like,
bam, girlfriend.
Yeah. And he also said something about, like, he couldn't cash an out-of-state check. Like he's like, I had no money. I had $2,000 and but I couldn't cash it because it was an out of state check. Like I was like, what? Like is that a thing?
Nope.
And I'm like, wait. So you were a busboy, but you became a banker and you don't know how to cash a friggin' check? Anyway,
Jesus.
But so now we get the reefer madness scene.
Yes, pot is murderous.
Yeah, apparently when you smoke weed, it turns you into like a sociopath murderer.
Right.
So Peter,
I can confirm that.
Stop raging.
I
murdered so
he
many
smoked
people.
Yeah, Mark was Mark was on the.
So you can throw someone off.
Yeah, you want to go up the roof?
Yeah,
that's sweet.
But yeah, no. So Peter goes up to the roof, and Mark's already there smoking a joint.
I did not catch that.
Really? Oh, he's smoking a joint.
Didn't realize it was a reefer cigarette. I thought it was just a tobacco cigarette.
Yeah, me too. I didn't realize it was weed.
Tobacco doesn't make you rage.
Well, first
You're
Mark
right.
said something along the lines of like, sometimes I just want to, like he alludes to like maybe killing himself.
Yeah.
And then he grabs Peter and almost throws him off the roof. And it's like, it's obviously Tommy's never smoked weed before because he's like, weed makes you violent. Like, he's just like, why? Like, no, it's the total opposite. And then, but then, like, he holds Peter over the side of the roof.
Yeah.
Peter forces his way back on and then kind of just forgets about it.
Yeah, like, no, don't worry about it.
Yeah, Mark's kind of like, I'm sorry. And Peter's like, yeah, don't worry about it. Like,
you tried to throw him off a roof.
Like,
and then you're asking for advice.
Yeah. But the funny thing is, too, you can see Mark, if you watch that scene, struggling to get him off the roof. Like, he's like, with all his force, he's gyrating, like trying to force him off the roof.
Yeah.
And it's just like, Peter just like forces his way back on. It's like, yeah, that's cool, man. Whatever.
My God.
You weren't really going to throw me.
Yeah.
Fucking poor Peter, man.
Then it goes
Poor guy.
straight to that tuxedo scene. Was that supposed to be?
Yeah, it does. That's true.
Like the wedding, or were they like dress
No,
rehearsal?
I think they mentioned something about, then he says something like, your wedding pictures are going to be amazing. Although Lisa's not there. They're just like
in suits.
And there's no wedding.
What the fuck?
So it's literally Johnny, Denny, Peter, and Mark, and they're just all
wearing tuxedos.
Suits, yeah.
Which I'm like, maybe it's the fitting, but why would they be at the apartment doing it?
Well, there was the cut between those two scenes of the stock footage of the cathedral or whatever. So does it imply like that it's taking place at the cathedral?
Yeah, it makes
like for a week.
And then like
it was their wedding.
Like it ends with like the shot of them walking in like their legs and their shiny shoes or whatever. You know, like
a monstrous crotch on those tuxedo trousers.
I did not notice.
You did not know. I have never. His waistband
That's where
must
you're
have been like 8 or 9 inches
Okay,
long.
I said at one point to you, is there something in his pocket or something? Like, because I noticed that too.
Yeah,
it was weird.
It was.
So yeah, there's another. And this establishes that Mark has shaved his beard now. Like,
yeah, that was a major plot point.
I just want to say before I get distracted, Mark is fucking hot.
He's not a bad looking guy.
I'm sorry, I'm into it.
Yeah. Sarah was very team Mark during that whole
I
movie.
was.
Best actor.
I will say he was better with a beard than he was clean shaven.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, no wonder this chick's in love with him. He's gorgeous.
Yeah, compared to that monster Tommy Wiseau.
He had great hair. His hair.
He did.
So they play football in tuxes. And it's another.
And poor Peter just wipes.
Yeah, it's another scene where it's ended. They're playing football with like wiping out, and like it's just like Peter. Like,
I just want to confirm too. They're not playing football. They're just throwing
They're just
the ball back.
tossing the ball.
And literally, they're like probably like 2 or 3 feet.
Yeah.
But they couldn't get Peter in the shot.
Yes, they were throwing the ball off camera. I
they were
noticed
throwing
that.
the ball and like they didn't have him.
But this one's like
for $6 million, you think they would have been able to get Peter in the shot?
Yeah.
But this one, they're actually outdoors. Where the last time they threw a football around, they were obviously on a stage,
or like an alleyway or something. It was like a weird thing.
Yeah, but this one you can tell is outside. I'm pretty sure it was like a sound stage they were on for like the other football scene. Like it was supposed to be an alley, but it wasn't a real alley.
No.
Which I'm just like we have to build an alley. Oh no, we'll just film this.
We gotta
one
reiterate. How much money did it cost to make this movie?
$6 million.
How the fuck?
So the next scene is the coffee shop scene, where Mark and Johnny go and have coffee that strangely seems to be really pushing the cheesecake.
It really was.
It was like, and it's just like, I know you need to like establish there's other people at this place. There's two groups of 2 people before Johnny and Mark that they give their whole orders. Like, why'd you need 2 groups of people? Like, 2 people go up like
cheesecake and water.
Yeah, or cheesecake and coffee. Next group through, I'll take a cheesecake and a coffee, and I'll take a tea and a cheesecake. And it's like, why'd you need, like, you could just had 2 people do that.
Or
like,
you could have just lowered the sound so it just looked like it was like, you know,
2
mumbling.
people
But they like narrowed in on these people, and I'm like, are these new characters that they're? I don't even know.
And then I don't know why, but I was kind of offended that Johnny ordered a hot chocolate.
What the fuck? Yeah, who does that?
He doesn't drink.
But he could get a coffee.
I actually no, I do get if you're not into coffee, you go to a coffee shop, you get a hot chocolate.
That was actually the point that made me wonder if Johnny was like the special needs character, you know, like, and this was something that was supposed to be pre-established because like the way the waitress like was like, "Hi, Johnny, hi."
But I think they're trying to.
You just cut the line. That's okay.
Yeah.
You want your hot chocolate as you always do.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Very much.
Like, it
was but also it's a coffee shop that brings, which is fine, brings your orders to you, and she brought it over, and then she's like, "You sure you don't want a piece of cheesecake?" And then she says it twice, like, "The cheesecake's really good, you sure?" It's just like, what's the point of this? Like,
so much focus on cheesecake.
This also leads to them talk about girls, but then Johnny talk about a new client they just signed at the bank.
Very secret.
But he can't talk about it. But
It's confidential.
He's like, I can't talk about my bank clients. Anyway, how's your sex life, Mark?
We got a new client, and the bank will make a lot of money.
What client?
I cannot tell you. It's confidential.
Oh, come on. Why not?
No, I can't. Anyway, how is your sex life?
Yeah.
Like instantly into
I'm pretty sure that's definitely going to be a picture associated with this episode.
How is your sex life, Mark?
Then
is it another sex? I think
then
we
there's
get
another sex scene with her leg, and again I wrote, "Where is her vagina?"
Yes. So I've wrote, this is an hour and 5 minutes in, and we have our 4th sex scene with Mark and Lisa. And then this is where I wrote, the moaning is disturbing. Like, this was a very moan-heavy sex scene.
I wrote, like, breathing is...
I won't jump ahead, but there's a scene in the like near the end where they're eating cake, and people are just like, and I'm like, did they just take those sounds and put it over these sex scenes?
Yeah.
Like, just like, so bad.
So next is now Johnny and Mark playing football in the park, where they're just sprinting and throwing a football at one another. But one of the greatest things is an overdubbed line that I picked up that's like, they're just like, they start running and they're throwing the football, and Johnny says, "What's new with you?" Like, they're running full speed. They showed up together.
Yeah.
He's running and he throws a football and like says, "What's new with you?" Like, it's
not even out of breath.
No. It's just like, "What's new with
obviously.
you?" Yeah. Like, they haven't talked on the way over to throw the football. They're just like, "What's new with you?" And then I just wrote, so homoerotic, because they're like tackling each other. Like, you can tell, like, Tommy Wiseau goes to tackle Greg Estero, and Greg Estero's like, "What are you doing, man?" He's like, and he rustles him like to the ground. Like, it's just real weird.
So bad.
And then I wrote, the next scene is Mark and Lisa, 1 hour and 9 minutes in, almost sex scene, because they start like kind of.
Oh yeah.
Like.
They start, and then like someone knocks at the door, right?
Her friend.
Michelle.
But okay.
She interrupts him.
I know what you're gonna say here.
He was like putting his shirt on as she was coming in. I'm like, buddy. Like,
No, but also
struggling to put a shirt on.
She's like, she knocks and she's like, "Who is it?" And like, Michelle. She's like, "Give me one moment." And then Lisa gets all dressed up, and Mark is not dressed yet, and then Lisa just goes, "Come in." Yeah. Like, and Mark's like,
whatever.
Finally trying to put a shirt on. Like, it's just like, wow, way to hang him out to dry.
Yeah.
Like, anyway.
Oh my god.
Michelle finds us funny for some reason. She's like, "Oh,
you're cheating on Johnny."
Yeah.
And I learned something tonight.
Wow.
Because she goes to Mark, Lisa, or not. Sorry, what's the friend's name?
Michelle.
Michelle goes, "Hey, Mark, XYZ.
Hi, Mark. XYZ.
What are you talking about?
Examine your zipper.
Oh yeah, you never heard this before.
I've never heard that.
What's that mean?
Examine your zipper.
Oh, I did not. I've never heard that before either. Yeah.
And apparently it was a thing that I never knew from like the early 2000s. You'd say
90s.
XYZ.
That was the thing growing up in like elementary school.
Weird. I've never heard that.
I never heard of that either.
She says that to him.
So Mark.
Then there was another pillow fight, but I don't.
Yeah, that's what I
wrote it
Another
down
sexual
and I
pillow
don't
fight.
remember it.
No, Michelle starts hitting Lisa with a pillow.
Oh
and then
yeah,
they have
it's
a
like
little pillow.
lesbian fun.
Yeah, it's just like I feel like Tom was like, yeah, girls get together and they hit each other with the pillow and it's sexy, you know? Like, that's how I feel like he doesn't understand women, so he's just like, yeah, of course, they hit each other with pillows. Like,
and she was planning this party, and I thought her friend brought the food, which was 2 bags of chips and a humongous piece of bread.
I was actually like crying laughing at that because it was just
like a pizza crust.
It looked like a giant piece
Flat
of like
piece of
flat
bread.
bread because it didn't look like a baguette.
No.
It was like flat.
Yeah.
so this leads to the next scene, which Johnny's just like, oh no, sorry. So Johnny and Mark go for a run, and they just show them running, and that's a very quick scene. Like,
and talking about banking and investments, and
are they talking about
like
what?
he was like, I can help you with your money.
Oh.
And Mark was like, yeah. It was like a random part in this movie because there's no other random parts in this movie.
Yeah, everything just flows so nicely.
Yeah. So now the next scene is Johnny leaves for work, and Lisa and her mom are hanging out, basically.
Right.
And this is where we get the whole story about, like, she loved her first husband and didn't love her second husband. That's Lisa's father. And also, like, and she says, and Lisa says she doesn't love Johnny anymore, but then...
Yeah, and she's, like, arguing against why she should stay with Johnny.
Yeah, and I think she actually says, don't let love stop you from marrying someone.
Yeah,
like,
it's purely financial gain.
Yeah.
It's like, it worked for me, it'll work for you.
So now here, we're getting to the home stretch here. Johnny comes home, and it's a surprise birthday party.
Worst.
With balloons, I may add.
I don't have a lot of experience with birthday parties. I'm pretty sure that was the worst birthday singing ever.
Oh my god, yeah, that was bad.
And I really don't have anything to compare it to. So
I do.
That's true.
That's an inside joke.
Yeah.
Jen is not 1 year old yet. That's what we're trying to get to.
Yeah.
Also, they cheers with champagne, but I'm pretty sure that they kept a line that wasn't supposed to be in there because they all cheers, and then Johnny says, "Can I drink this one?" Like, as in, like, oh, is this a prop one? Or, like, can I drink this one? Like, and it's like, you don't drink, though, right?
Yeah, right?
And it's funny because they show the birthday cake, and it is literally a single person birthday. It's it's like a 6-inch birthday cake.
I remember that.
No effort into
it. Was very small.
It's just sitting on the table with one piece taken out of it, and I'm pretty sure it's Mike who's eating the one piece. Like, it cuts to, I think it's because everybody is eating there, and Michelle like takes a little of the icing off and like licks it. But
that's who Mike is. Mike is the guy
the
frosted tips
with the frosted tips and the blowjob expressions.
Yeah.
I did write that one piece, and Mike is eating it.
And then it goes into, I just wrote down, I think I might be jumping ahead. Leave your stupid comments in your pocket.
Leave your stupid comments in your pocket.
So what happens is, the party's going on, and Lisa says, hey, let's take this party outside, where everybody leaves, and she stops Mark from leaving and just starts making out with him on the couch while everybody's outside. Then a character we've never met before comes in.
My favorite character.
All I wrote is, who is this guy? And then basically he came in and he was saying, like, oh, why are you doing this? Like, Johnny's such a great guy. Like, and this is where Mark says, leave your stupid comments in your pocket.
Leave your stupid comments in your pocket.
And leaves. Like, go. I think.
No.
No, it's not a phrase.
Leave your stupid comments in your pocket.
I think it should be a phrase.
I think it's gonna I'm gonna start saying that at work.
Leave your stupid comments in your pocket, XYZ.
Yeah.
Like,
Examine your
wow. I did like that new
cheek.
character though, because I felt he came on strong, you know.
Yeah, he did. He came in hot.
Yeah,
he had some
like
serious
all this,
moral standards.
some real energy.
So at this, I don't. Somehow the party
goes into this really fancy upstairs.
Yeah, they're all like outside, and Johnny says, he tells Lisa, "You invited all my friends. Good thinking." Like, who else do you invite to birthday parties?
All my enemies.
Oh, and that's another thing that Mark says when, like, who tells Lisa when, like, she tells everybody to go outside. He's like, this was your plan all along. I was like, that's not a plan. She just asked people to go outside and kept you inside. Like, that's a half-baked plan at best. And
it's a pretty good plan.
And all I have here written down also is Johnny is Dr. Nick Riviera from, like, The Simpsons, because he says something like, "Hi, everybody." Like,
yes! He did!
Yeah.
We have an announcement!
Yeah, that's
Okay, let's get into that.
Okay, so this is the greatest plot point that's thrown away instantly. Basically, Johnny is giving a speech and says, "We're expecting."
Hey, everybody. I have an announcement to make. We're expecting.
Yeah.
And it's like, the two people instantly go to congratulate Lisa, and she's like, "I made it up." Like, it's instantly thrown away.
But also, too, he's like, "We're expecting." And then there was, like, no responses, really?
No,
like,
yeah.
Like, it didn't cut to her expression
No.
or, like, cut to anyone's reaction.
Like, oh my god.
And also, it's Michelle and the random guy who showed up, like, who walked in on him, which I'm like, isn't Michelle dating Mike? But they're now, like, seem like they're a couple, and I was like, I don't understand what's going on with casting here.
I just wrote, "She's so dumb. I hate this movie. Lisa sucks."
Seriously.
And then, so they're like, "Let's go inside and eat cake." And so they go back inside. The small ass cake. And now a bunch of people have pieces where I'm like, that makes no sense. That cake was tiny. Like, apparently they had a $6 million budget, but
couldn't afford a big cake.
But couldn't, like, that must have been the last day of filming.
Did you notice that after they ate that cake, everyone got horny and started sexy dancing?
Maybe.
Yeah.
So basically, this leads to a fight. This leads actually to two scenes that I feel like were alternate scenes, because the exact same thing happens in both. So this leads to a fight because Mark confronts Lisa because he thinks maybe the baby's his that doesn't exist.
Right.
And he, like, grabs her because she's, like, basically just blowing him off. And then Johnny, like, jumps to the rescue and he's like, "I know more than you think," which I'm just like, oh, so he knows that Mark is sleeping with Lisa?
Yeah, it, like, kind of came out in a weird way.
And they get in, like, a pushing match, and then Johnny hits something over, tells Lisa to clean up, and then says he's sorry to Mark for pushing him, which I'm like, if Mark's cheating with your fiance, would you say sorry? So then, so now this is what I think it's an alternate scene, because the very next scene is, sorry. So Johnny also says, "Hey, Lisa, I need to talk to you," and leaves. She does not follow him. And the very next scene is Lisa and Mark, like, sensually dancing at this party together.
Nice.
His birthday party. I remember thinking at that point, I'm like, she's a bitch.
I literally wrote
Bitch.
Yes, let's get it.
She's the worst.
Yeah.
Like you cheated on your fiance with his best friend.
I hate this movie.
Told him at his birthday party, and then slow danced with him. And it's just, she's a bitch.
So so another fight breaks out.
Yeah.
Where now Johnny breaks out his line read of "Don't touch me, motherfucker," is the greatest line read ever.
Don't touch me, motherfucker.
So, and I also wrote "cat's out of the bag," so he knows that they've been cheating. Like, anyway, and there's another chicken, like, chip, 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 chip,
chip, chip. Oh, yes, but this elicits Mark into attacking
Johnny.
It's so enraging that, like, he's chip, 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 that Mark has to attack him. How,
the chicken thing.
You're like, oh!
It happened like 3 times.
No one calls me chicken.
I feel like that's like the ripping Back to the Future off, because that was the one thing that like Marty McFly would always would set him off. And
couldn't stand it.
Mm-hmm.
So this leads to like, this is where I'm just like, he's an alien, because he says, Johnny's like, I'm sick of this world.
Everybody betrayed me. I fed up with this world.
Like, he basically walks away. Like, he goes upstairs and locks himself in the bathroom.
Okay. Now it's gonna get fucking real.
Yeah, so basically, party's over. The mom's cleaned up, which I'm just like, you got breast cancer. Like, sit down. Like,
Mom cleaning up after this adult birthday party.
And then, so Johnny has locked himself in the bathroom. The mom leaves after cleaning up the party, and then Lisa says to Johnny, "You can come out now, my mom is gone."
Yeah!
He wasn't mad at your mother, like... And then this is where... So he won't come out. He calls Lisa and her mom bitches, which I'm like, what did the mom...
He says,
really...
when she says you can come out, he's like, in a few minutes, bitch.
You can come out now, Johnny. She's gone.
In a few minutes, bitch.
If anything, the mom's been pulling for Johnny like that.
Yeah, so it makes really no sense. And then, so he won't come out. And then Lisa calls Mark, who is now resorted to be like a 5-year-old child. Like, he's like, I don't like Johnny anymore. Like,
and the conversation.
Why don't you ditch that creep? Like, that's what.
Yeah, and I also want to know. She mentions his name. Like, when they're on the phone, she's like, Mark. Like, she says it. And when Johnny comes out of the closet, he's like, who are you talking to? Or something. Like, you heard it all. You heard it enough to know that she was talking to someone.
You had
but
it
didn't hear
recorded.
when she said Mike or Mark.
Yeah,
like, a bunch of times. Like,
so she basically goes to be with Mark.
Yeah.
And then this is where Johnny decides that he's going to play the tape to catch her, that he's been, like, literally you said you've known twice. You heard her say she had an affair. You hear her on the phone going over to Mark's place, but yet you need to play the tape to, like, for confirmation.
Prove it.
Yeah, like, how stupid is this guy? Like, he has...
And it was the conversation he had just overheard. That he was like, I have the tape. Presses play. It's literally the conversation that
just
she
happened.
was on the phone. I'm like, can't.
So then that leads to, I guess she doesn't, I wrote down, I guess she didn't really leave because they have a fight, right?
They have a fight, and then he yells, get out, but she's like packed her bag while he's listening to the tape. She's packed her bag and has took off, and then she's not even in the scene, and he says, get out.
Yeah.
And I just wrote down, she's already gone, buddy. Like, and then he starts having these flashbacks where he's like, why? And it's obviously physically painful for these flashbacks.
Why, Lisa? Why?
Yeah.
But that mattress, man.
Yeah.
That looked fantastic.
Right?
That looked like a cloud.
It looks like memory foam or whatever that is.
I was just like, no wonder. He was probably just having sex with
That's
one
when
of
he
the
was taking
mattress
like
people.
that's he was taking the dress or whatever and was like
He's rubbing it on his private.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was really fucking weird.
Yeah.
Okay, but first we should say he has a flip out and he starts trashing his place in the most
Oh, yeah!
passively aggressive
like,
way.
And
then
he like fired
he's
twice.
pulling out drawers out of his dresser, but he's
and
just
he
like
was
pulling him out and falling.
now I'm just gonna like push it over.
And I noticed he had it's almost like Roman Colosseum pillars that he had his TV on, like miniature.
Yes, little tiny rocks.
Whips his TV up.
Really cool in like
a really great shot.
Oh yeah, the TV explodes.
The recorder scene. Back to the conversation when he was playing the recorder. And he took the recorder and threw it against the wall.
Oh yeah, and made like
it just plunked, like it didn't smash.
Yeah, it was a sad bounce against the wall. It was just like blop.
Blop.
So yeah, then after all that, he gets the red dress that he bought for in the first and weirdly starts rubbing it on his crotch.
Yeah.
And almost like sobbing, but also like becoming aroused. Like he was like thrusting his hips into the red dress. It was disturbing. It's the most disturbing thing ever.
And he's screaming, why,
why, Lisa?
And all I could write is, because you make really bad movies.
Which leads to him getting the gun that he took off Chris R.
Yeah.
That was that for some reason he put in a nice box.
Nice box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck's sakes.
And he says, God forgive me, before putting the gun in his mouth.
Very sensually into his mouth.
Yeah.
Like the whole
and
barrel.
then shooting himself in the mouth in slow motion, flying backwards.
God, forgive me.
It freeze framed, I just want to say.
Really? I didn't even...
Like, well, I don't know, maybe it was the torrent. I mean, I didn't know
I don't think so.
But, like, it showed him, like, going back, and it, like, paused, and then it, like, went back again. It was, like, the absolute worst editing I have ever seen.
Oh, it was terrible. So, you think it's the end because it fades to black, but then it fades back in, and it's... Lisa and Mark have come back to the apartment. And I just wrote, somebody yells, "Wake up, Johnny." I think it's
Lisa's does most of the talking.
Yeah. And then so Mark grabs like the back of his head and it's like, and Lisa's like, "Is he dead?"
Yeah.
And I was like,
Is he dead?
So much blood in that room. Like, there is a lot of blood. And I was like, oh, and Mark checks that by like, oh no, there's a bullet hole in the back of his head. I'm pretty sure that he is dead.
I forget what she said. And Mark said something. Mark makes a promise to her, but it was the stupidest.
Oh, she says something like, "At least I still have you." Like she's like, "Well,
you
Johnny
never had me."
Yeah, and you never will. But I know what you're saying. That's like the last thing I wrote down. But I just want to bring up, Denny runs in, and then the first thing Denny says is, "Johnny's dead." Like he sees him, he's like, "Johnny's dead," and then he runs over to his body. And then he says, leave
us. Yeah, he needs to be alone with Johnny's body.
What was that?
He's still warm.
Yeah.
Denny, he's in a better place. Leave us!
Is it Denny or
Denny?
Denny.
Why is he the creepiest kid?
He's so
He
socially...
looked like an extra from Boy Meets World.
Yes! He looked like a combination of what the Corey's friend.
Yeah.
Sean?
Yeah. So the last thing I wrote down was Mark says, "You can drop off the earth."
That's a promise.
Yeah, that's a promise.
As far as I'm concerned, you can drop off the earth. It's a promise.
That's what it was.
What? Like, you can drop off the earth. That's a promise.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so we got through That Is the Room.
Oh, there was one last part. Okay, so everyone's screaming and crying. They've deciphered that Johnny is dead. Denny's freaking out. Mark promises that she can drop off the face of the earth. And in the background, so you hear sirens going, and someone says, "I smell smoke." And then someone else says, and this is like voices in the background outside of the building, and then it's like, "No, it's a dead guy."
It's a dead guy!
But that's like not in the scene. It's just like it's background noise.
Is that smoke? No, that's a dead guy.
Yeah, it's a dead guy.
Don't worry about it.
I was just like, really?
Yeah.
They are very hard to tell the difference between two.
They smell the same. Barbecue chicken.
And dead person.
Cheap.
I am so glad that this movie is over.
We were saying when we watched it, we're like, we enjoyed that in the sense of like,
it's the best.
We laughed
movie.
at it.
It's
so much,
awful.
But we were also very glad it was over.
It was awful. It was
like
not the worst thing I've seen, but like top 5.
But it's so bad that there's an entertainment value to about how bad that movie is.
I've seen worse movies.
Yes.
Because I've seen movies which, like I hated more.
Yeah. I mean, terrible on that level is better than boring. Like that movie's not boring. There's so much.
It's
There's
no
so much
water
bad.
world.
No, there's so much bad going on
Yeah.
that it's not boring. Like it's no Fantastic Four.
I was gonna say it'd be fun for us to review Fantastic Four,
the
and
hatred.
nothing happens.
Yeah. But like, it's
Now he's throwing rocks.
Yeah, it's such a great.
I couldn't get over those sex scenes. I still like.
The generic R&B music helps as well.
It was like, what did Joel say? Joel was like, it's right out of like any 90s.
Yeah, it's not.
Music,
It's not
Bon
Boyz II
Jovi
Men.
music video.
It's so true. So
Like,
true.
Has all the elements.
Yeah.
But also just all this like these random characters that like they provided no transition into.
No.
They just show up.
Showed up and left.
Yeah.
But it's obvious, like, my theory that he is an alien makes sense. Like,
I'm giving it serious credence. Like,
Yeah.
it's very accurate. Like, it's.
I mean, and didn't Joel say at one point, he's like, it's like he's an alien that came down to Earth and was like, this is what sex is.
Yeah.
Like, this is
it's
what
like
sex should look like.
It's like an alien that has been just capturing backwoods people and anal probing them and like studying them and
Yes.
like, and it's just like, yeah, this is human. Like I'll say stuff like, you can drop off the Earth. That's a promise.
That's a promise.
Yeah. Or what was the other one earlier that he's like, keep your comments in your
pocket.
In your pocket.
Yeah, keep your comments in your pocket.
Leave
like,
your stupid comments in your pocket.
like, it's a guy who hasn't really been around humans, but just like been studying them and watches a lot of Arrested Development.
My Lisa is great.
Because of the chicken thing. Like, cheap.
Oh my god.
But anyway, I guess that's the room. Like,
It's just like, I don't even
So
know.
ultimately, like, is it more good or is it more bad?
More bad.
but does the bad make it good?
Nope.
All right. That's the final word.
I guess would we recommend this movie to other people?
Yes.
No, because I care about people.
Yes, because I laughed so fucking hard.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
And
It's no Star Wars Christmas special.
Oh my god, that's terrible.
It's
and
hard
like,
to get through.
We'll have to do that
like,
for our Christmas
also,
episode of this podcast.
It's also very heartbreaking in a way too, because it's like
$6 million.
$6 million bought you that.
You know that these extras too were, or sorry, these actors. I don't know why I said extras. These actors were probably pumped to get these roles. Like even Lisa, like
Yeah.
she just seemed like she was really trying.
Danielle Juliet or Juliet
I
Danielle.
wrote down Britney Spears.
She was
That's not
really
her
trying.
Look like her.
She was trying, but I also feel bad for her. I was like, this has
You
become...
showed your boobs in this movie.
Yeah, like this has become a cult movie. Like this is shown like every month at certain theaters in the States. Like,
yeah,
and it's a joke. Like I know Tommy Wiseau's like, he meant this like earnestly to be the next big drama. Like he did not like, but now he's like, oh, it's a dark comedy because he saw the reaction. Apparently, he was mortified when he screened this for the first time in the audience because he thought he made a good movie.
How is
That's
that
so
even
sad.
physically possible?
I know, I know,
I feel
and
so
it's
sad
like
for him.
If teenage boys made this movie, they would know what it was. They would think it was good for themselves. Like if you and Bryant made this movie like 20 years ago, you'd be like, this is good for what it is.
New podcast. Corey and Bryant rewrite the room.
or just refilm the whole thing.
Yeah.
But
I want to be the mother.
Okay, I have a fun idea.
What's that?
Let's do some Marry Fuck Kills with these characters.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, actually, there's not a lot of female characters.
No, there's Michelle.
No,
there's
it's
Lisa.
fine. I got it. Peter,
Okay, wait, no,
Peter, I'd marry. Mark, I would fuck, and Johnny, I would kill.
We can do a women too.
Just because I hate Johnny.
I'd marry
what?
Johnny.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna propose the first three, which are Johnny, Peter, and
let's do it this way. Let's do. Let's do. The girls get 2 sets. You have to do. So we'll do main male actors. So Johnny, Denny, and Mark.
Denny is like 12.
He's in high school.
No, he's in like young.
He's like 16, 15.
Okay, so it was
17.
Johnny, Denny, and Mark.
Yes.
Okay. This is actually harder than I thought.
No.
I think it's easy.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I want to fuck and marry Mark. But the question is...
You get to fuck him if you marry him. That's implied.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, I'd marry Mark.
Yeah.
I would...
Fuck Denny.
Yeah, but I mean,
Fuck Denny?
Johnny has a good job, and he would buy you a house.
And then awkward thrusting.
Oh, God. I think I'd kill Johnny and fuck the kid.
Yeah, you would.
I should probably...
I want to kiss her.
Not fuck the kid, fuck Denny.
Denny, yeah.
I should not say the kid.
Yeah.
That does not
Yeah, that sounds
sound
worse.
That's
Sarah.
a great sound.
You can edit that out.
Yeah.
Fuck the
And
kid.
edit that out.
Oh, God, Sarah.
Jen.
Okay, Jen.
I don't really want to be a part of that.
You gotta pick. There's a gun to your head.
Okay, well then I.
Sideways style.
Chris R style.
Chris R style.
I would. Johnny seems like a nice guy. I'd marry Johnny.
Really? That took my confidence down so much.
It is a practical decision.
But no, on the side of it, that he was in this movie, yes, he's gross, and he doesn't know where vaginas are.
So gross.
However, he was extremely caring and considerate.
1,000 roses.
And as far as a marriage mate, you want... that lasts longer than anything else is your respect for each other. So I would have to say that Mark would be my love bunny, and then Denny I would have to throw off the roof.
God. See, that's the thing. Now I feel bad.
Why?
Because I said I would fuck the young one.
No, that's fine. Here's mine.
Yeah.
Michelle I would marry, Colette I would fuck, and then Lisa I'd kill.
But the way I see it is I could teach him things.
No, you can't teach them.
I feel
could be like
you know,
his
Colette
Mrs.
has
Robinson.
been around.
Yeah. You know, and be like,
She's
whereas
knows
Johnny
men.
is bad in bed. That is evident. And he is older. And I'm like, yeah, no.
Well, you can marry him. Like, you're still...
But Mark, though.
But if you're going to have
But
Mark
Mark,
on the
though.
side.
I'm a huge Mark fan.
Well, then Mark is your man.
Because okay, your turn.
I was gonna say I'm in total agreement with Ev on this one. I would I'd marry Michelle.
Oh wait, we have our females here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I missed that.
Yeah, so
who's Colette? The mother?
The mother.
Okay.
So I'd marry Michelle. I'd F Colette, and I kill Lisa.
Really?
Yes.
Can't trust that Lisa.
Yeah, I know.
Kill Colette. She has breast cancer.
Yeah, but she might get new
That's,
fake
no,
ones.
that's why you just have fun with her before she goes.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
you would give her the one last
And she knows men. She
knows
men.
She
She's
could teach you a few things.
Yeah, exactly. So
older women, yeah.
Yes.
Greeting those sailors that came off the ships, after D-Day.
And I couldn't marry her because I don't want to live with Harold. He feels like he owns part of the house that she's
fucking Harold. Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not putting up that whole side plot.
But I will bring up here's a second one for the ladies. Okay. Supporting cast: Mary F. Kill, Mike.
That's the Frosted Tips guy.
Yes. Peter.
Yeah.
And random dude that comes at the end with the white shirt
Yeah.
that's mad at everybody.
I would marry him.
Oh,
he had high morals.
Yeah, he did.
He did.
And he was good looking.
He just had good
and
morals. He was a Mr. Darcy character.
Yeah.
You're a dark horse.
Mildly good looking.
I found I was like, you are redeeming in this movie.
But Peter is too. Peter didn't really do anything bad either.
True.
And I would actually marry Peter.
Would you?
Because he's a shrink and they make good money.
Good.
And
why would you marry Johnny? Johnny had a good job at the bank.
Yeah.
But he didn't get that promotion.
I'm not at all attracted to him. That's the thing. That's why I had to kill him.
He's a beast.
And then I would F Michael.
Yeah.
Teach him how to
His
make
O-face.
better face expressions while I'm blowing.
Show you his
Who
O-face.
was the three of them again? So Peter, the random Mike,
and that random guy.
Okay, so I would marry the random guy. I wouldn't do either of the things to the other two.
You gotta.
That's the rule of the game. I would kill the guy that I know the least about.
So I would probably.
She just gagged. No one saw that, but she made a gag.
I would probably have intercourse with Mike and kill Peter.
Oh.
Okay.
Poor
so
Peter.
our F is the same. We both F.
Only because I could not. Any know-it-all guys are like just a dry desert storm for me.
Okay.
Well,
really?
it's
I'm a pretty big know-it-all.
I was just gonna say, look who you're married to.
He's not a know-it-all with me.
I was just going through my notes to see if I missed anything. And back to like the football throwing. I'm just like, why does every male conversation have to involve throwing a ball back and forth?
Yeah. It's
Like
either
it seemed like
football or
anytime there was a
basketball.
group of them, they had to be throwing the football. Really close to each other, by the way. Like,
No,
I can't
they're
get
not
over
even throwing,
that.
they're
No, but that's
tossing
because
it.
Yeah.
that's because the camera only like goes so far. As we discovered it in one scene where one character was completely cut off.
I just want to say, I hardly got through my glass of Scotchka.
I drank 2 glasses.
I drank 3.
Do you guys you guys should help me with that.
You can.
No, it's
I can't do it. It's just so gross.
It's so hard.
so fine. I guess we did kind of our final thoughts. I guess we did the recommendation, but yeah, final thoughts. Should we give like? I feel like I give my MVP of acting to the mom in it, and I feel like giving Tommy the worst actor in this movie is not fair because he's
illiterate and retarded.
No, probably. He's trying though. Like he as terrible as it is, he's putting himself out there. He's rubbing gowns on his crotch. Like he's like freaking out. He's going for
he's butt clenching when he's having sex.
He's kind of Nicolas Cage.
He was.
In a way. Like,
There was.
I know what
there
you
was
mean.
no
I understand what you mean. Like you don't want to give him.
He was squeezing.
He was going nuts.
I mean,
who are you trying to say?
Is the worst? The best is the mom. Like I find
I really enjoyed Mark.
I thought Mark was a half decent actor.
I think he was. I would give him.
He like as far as like the keeping the dialect going. Like he at least
he talked normal.
He didn't sound like he was yelling into the like.
Are you saying the worst would be Lisa?
No, I thought she was a good actor. The worst I think is Mike.
Oh yeah,
because he's trying to be funny even though he's not like
his weird.
Underwear.
Oh yeah,
or that
faces.
face. I'm sorry, like. Nobody does that.
I think that the friend was actually married to the guy, like the girlfriend, Michelle, was married to the guy that, like...
The morals guy? And having an affair
because, like, when they were talking to her, they were kind of sitting together.
And then they were like, they needed a place to go hook up.
Yeah.
So I think, that maybe she was cheating on him with Mike.
And that's why she wasn't very, like... judgy.
She was like, "Oh, you're cheating on Johnny."
And then that would make sense because we didn't bring up the fact that like
funny.
Yeah, new random guy when he shows up, they have the conversation outside when she said that she's not pregnant with random guy and Michelle.
And I'm not pregnant.
And Michelle is now being like, "Oh, you can't like, you're treating Johnny bad." She's all on the side of like. You're messing with Johnny where before she was cool with it, so that is a 100% good theory, actually.
Yeah. So that I think, and that's why they went to her place to hook up.
Yeah.
You can't do it at, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't do your homework at home.
That's true friendship right there.
That's why she was hooking up at yeah.
But anyways.
Yeah, I guess that's
thank you guys for.
No, thank
we should
you.
make this like a once a month thing or something.
I'm down with
like a
movie
bad
club.
movie.
Does it have to be a bad movie? Can it sometimes be an okay movie?
Well, we should definitely pick the next movie.
I think so.
Well, I guess we go around. I picked The Room, so if we're gonna do this, maybe we'll do a rotation.
Okay. We'll have to do a rock paper scissors later to see who goes next. Maybe picks the next movie. All right.
Sweet.
All right. Well,
that was great podcast.
We actually need a hashtag, and this needs to be.
We'll have to, as a group, sit back and come up with a witty name for us. But yes.
Oh, like for the group?
Yeah, for the movie group.
Not
okay.
stupid
It could just
name.
be the movie group.
Yeah, I feel like we can do better.
It's gotta get really cool in case we get
comment on this podcast and suggest a name for us.
Yes, that's it.
But,
you need a hashtag for every episode, right?
Well, a hashtag for the end of this one. If you got through it.
Okay.
If you got through this episode.
Hashtag. Oh,
we need a good hashtag.
Oh,
chick.
No, I think a good one is hashtag should be keep your comments in your pocket.
Leave your stupid comments
Which is
in your
perfect
pocket.
for the internet. Keep your comments in your pocket.
Yes. Okay. So if you made it through that, hashtag keep your comments in your pocket. All right. That's it. Thanks, guys. Cheers.
Cheers.
Empty glasses.
Ching, ching.
And I'm
Your
gonna try.
glass is not
I
empty.
know. I'm trying. And quote of the
My Lisa is great when I can get it.
You are tearing me apart, Lisa!